Hey everybody, it's Christine Bertram, and I am coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And we have a couple people in the Hive with us today. Kelly will reach out her arm. You'll see her wave, I think. Yep, there she is. Yep, there's some hands coming out the side. I knew that would work. And then I actually had a bigger tigger on my chair until 30 seconds ago. And you know you love your kitten when you pick up your whole entire seat cushion and take your kitten on the cushion away and put something else under your butt. And so there he is. He's like, Mom, I'm trying to sleep, but I'll give myself a little bath now. So that's how it goes. So I feel a little bit shorter than normal, but that's okay. I'm short to begin with. So I just want to rock off this thing I'm using. Oh, you guys, we made it through the most amazing autumn creative escape. It was so good. We had we had 17 people here on Thursday. We had 10, I think, on Friday. We had 15 on Saturday, and then I think 9 again on Sunday. So that was pretty cool. And Mom and Dad did all the cooking for all the lunch. I got the same thing every day, and then I had it for leftovers later, and I'm still eating on it. And so she made, and my dad made it. So my dad's the sous chef, and my mom's the master chef, and they made barbecue pulled pork with cornbread, and the coleslaw was there the first day, but we had a minor mishap with my mom's amazing coleslaw. My mom said not to talk about it anymore, but basically she brought lettuce coleslaw instead of coleslaw. And so we decided to have lettuce salad for days Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then fudgy bars one day, blueberry bars another day, and she had baked beans, and what else was there? Homemade applesauce, I think, was the hit. Right. So people tell me that they don't come for my stuff. They come for my mom and dad's cooking, which I can't blame them at all. And I don't take it personally. You're getting a lot of good stuff when you come for an in-person event here. And then for those of you who weren't here in person, my mom made 124 cookies, right? And you got 2 cookies. So everybody who did the online version, oatmeal raisin cookies were baked on Sunday. And then I undertold her how many, and so she made even more yesterday morning. So there was a dozen. She made 12.5 cookies yesterday morning. So they were the freshest they could possibly be. And all the escapes except for 2 are here yet, and those 2 are just waiting to confirm. A couple people signed up at the end, and I just want to make sure that they really do want it. And so I hate to ship something out before somebody pays for something, because that's not really good business practice. I mean, I've done it, but usually when it's not somebody that I've known before, I don't do it, right? But all right, so it was a very, very exciting, exhausting, all of the above weekend. The presentations were so great. It was really cool. For this time, we had 4 pre-recorded, and we only had a small hiccup with me accidentally putting the wrong one live on one day, and it should have been the other one, but we fixed it. So that was great. And we had 4 awesome presentations in person, live in the flesh. And then we had a concluding video that, unfortunately, there was one out of everything. I called Kelly right after I realized it. I'm like, Kelly, we forgot to live stream to YouTube the concluding video where we announced the swap winners and also the raffle winners. And so Kelly created some posts for us to announce that so that everybody would know who won. And there's no way we can get the video back. It didn't record, and that's just how it goes. And I think that's the first time I ever forgot to live stream it. And what I told Kelly, what we're going to make sure we do for next time is create a checklist for every day that we check things off. Like taking pictures of people throughout the day and doing a group picture. We got Thursday, we got Saturday, we got Sunday, we missed Friday, but that's how it goes. We can't remember everything all the time. And you guys remember Naughty Nancy would say, it's just paper. And that's so true. So hello, Sherry Ott. Hi, Kari Dwyer. And there's Randy Schultz. Hi, Mary Novak. There's Sharon Smith. Hello, Joy Moody. And there's Under a Pile of Papers it's Benita from Sweden. Yay. Hi, Rose Garibaldi. There's Margie Schlegel. And there's Polly, Libby, and Mary Ann, and Cindy. Okay, so here's the deal. Cindy is asking about extra October paper pumpkins. Do you mean October or do you mean September? Because we just got September's in the mail. So if you look at my pile here, one of these is actually mine, and one of these is actually Elaine Rebeck's, And other than that, I have 3, but I think somebody just reached out to me that I don't remember who it was. So I might have 2 for September. Like, okay, that's how fast they go. So there might be 2 for September. Now, you have through October 10th at midnight Mountain Time to register for the October paper pumpkins. So Cindy, they haven't even billed yet. They haven't shipped yet. So you still have time. And if you want to get your October paper pumpkin from me, I can help make that happen. I can do 2 things, or there's basically a couple options. You could register for your own and set your account up and have one mailed to you and then cancel your account. And if you don't want to go through that rigmarole, what I do is I can change one of my pumpkins to mail directly to you from Stampin' Up. And then you would just send me $28, which it actually costs more than that. It's actually $28 and some odd change. But I don't deal with the change, and I don't want to round up because it's closer to 28. So anyways, you get a little bit of a deal, not much, but a little deal. And so you would send me 28 and I would have it shipped directly from Stampin' Up to your house. And then you don't have to pay extra shipping. The other option is if you get a pumpkin that is here, sitting here, then we have to figure out shipping from my house to your house. So it's $28 plus shipping. So if there are other things that you're getting in October that you'd want to consolidate and get like one box, like we can do that. But the easiest way is just to let me know before October 10th that you'd like a pumpkin and I can get it switched. But she's asking about September. Okay, so you saw, oh, you were watching an old video and I popped up. Wonderful. So Cindy, yes, if you do want one of these September pumpkins, the name of it is called Fall for Tall. I want to say toil, but they told me this week it is tall. I guess it's French for something, right? Kelly might look it up. I don't know. But
I keep saying toil, too.
She says toil. So it's in our nature here to say toil, right? But there is an E on the end. So it's probably toll. And somebody will probably send me the enunciation so I can correct myself, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. So Cindy, if you want the September one, it is $28 and it's usually either $7 or $8 to ship it. It just depends on where people are in the United States. That depends on that extra dollar or not. So why don't you send me a quick email to either of my email addresses, the Christine one or the Chris M. Bertram one, and I will help you figure out what the shipping is, and then you can decide if you really, really, really want it. So yes, and if it is, if you like, yep, what you want it, you might just tell me in this live right now, and I'll pull it off to the side and put your name on it. So the escape was amazing. We always come out of it refreshed, exhilarated. The bonding community time is amazing. And if anybody is ever on the fence about coming and attending in person, they have a hard time saying, well, I'm going to come in for one day. Well, what Jean Terwilliger did, she's from Everett, Pennsylvania. She flew in on Wednesday. She attended on Thursday. She came back on Friday to hang out and see everybody. And then she helped pre-record a creative presentation that aired on Saturday. And then she did the things. She went to Ziegler Winery, and she went to the Little Farmer, and then she went to the goat farm. And then I said, you could stop at my parents' house too. They're right by the goat farm. But she ran out of time. But she could have seen where I grew up on the farm and seen all the cats that my mom has and my dad has and all the chickens. So there wasn't time for that. But then she came back on Saturday and she hung out with people on Saturday. And it was really cool because Jean had gone to Raleigh with us. So she got to see a lot of the people that she had met through the years from stamping and then in person again in Raleigh. So you can make a day out of it. And then if it's an event where we have a class leading up to it, like I think I had in-person class on Monday night. And then like Diane's got in-person class tonight, you could always stay and do some double dipping and get some classes in. So put it on the bucket list and see if you can make it happen sometime. It's always fun to come out for one of these in-person events. It really recharges the battery and gets your cup filled, as I would like to say. And it's a lot of it's a hard word. That's a hard word.
Yeah, toil.
I have trouble with that one. Hi, Tammy. Joining from Wrightstown. Yay! Very cool. There's Jean Terwilliger. She said, next time I need to stay the entire weekend, though. Yes, definitely. And I know that sometimes it's easier to travel to and from certain spots. And Jean had a very long travel day because she was like from a regional airport to a regional airport. So that really adds on time. But yes, the escape was amazing. You guys, I still have some spots left. So if you were on the fence about it and you weren't certain about if you wanted to invest in it, I have at least 9 left. And actually 8 left. I think I have 8 left.
Look for the amazing cards in the phone stand.
Yes. Oh, Kelly, you want to bring the phone stand over? Where do we have, it's in a box on the table over by you towards the end, and it's in that little box. I really didn't get to show this off beforehand because these phone stands, so this is Kelly's idea. Usually Tyler helps me shop for these things, for the attendance gifts, but Kelly helped me this time, and Tyler had always been on a camping theme, and so there was all these different flashlights and a radio and just a fork utensil set. So through the years, we've gotten enough stuff that would help you and support your camping habit. But this time, Kelly's like, I think.
Is it in one of these boxes?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Here.
I thought it was in a box in the box. Right?
It's down. Well, I don't see it, but it's in that little box, that first little box. It's a little, I don't know where they went. They're on the table. They're all loose on the table, I bet. But here it is. Okay, good. Thank you, Vanna White. So Kelly helped me pick out this, and we had, thank you. Sorry about making you move all that stuff. Jamie said, going on Fall Colors camping trip this weekend. Oh, I'm so excited for you, Jamie. I love it. And glad it was good. Yes. I'll show this to you. So this was the attendance gift. I normally show it off because we usually have it 2 weeks in advance, so I can show it off during a live. I didn't have it until Monday night, and I don't think I went live after Monday. So this is what everybody got, and it's in a little bag like this. And so it's a little pouch, so it's great for traveling and carrying in your craft box, or if you want to take it camping, you can too. You open it up, and this flips down, and this flips out. It's very tight so that it doesn't move, and it's a phone stand, and I have a phone right here, and so it fits your phone. And what it has on here, the engraving, what we did is we put "Be Happy" on there. And so you see that. We thought about putting the "Be Happy" there, but then we figured you wouldn't see it when you had your phone on it. So this way you could, and I have this pop socket on here. So I have to be a little bit more careful that I have to catch my case a little bit like that, and you have to bend it forward. Otherwise, people who have big oxy phones, it has a tendency of leaning back. So all you have to do is just bring it a little more forward and slant it a little bit more like that, and then it will stay. So super cool. I had it just right like that. So yes. All right, my camera seems like it's a little bit wonky, so I'm gonna keep watching to make sure I don't get any buffering with you guys. But yeah, so we got a phone stand, and it's very cool because it's very portable. And then we had Chris Duranke and Annette and Shelley Schultz helped make a lot of the pillow gifts for everybody. And we had 9 card kits. You had a goodie bag filled with lots of things. And so it was awesome. So very, very cool. All right, so again, there's plenty left at this point. So if you would like to get one, it's not too late. I know that sometimes people have a hard time with finances in certain time periods, and that's why they don't sign up for things. But knowing that I do have a few left, they could potentially get it in October. I could actually even hold it for you if you know you want it in November. So, but I have a question for everybody. Hi, Kelly. Glad to see that you're on here with us. Yay. I wonder if it would hold a card for PDFs. Yes, or okay, yes, it would hold a card. So that's what people were using it for this weekend too. Let me show you. So when you have it out here, instead of putting your phone on it, let me flip this down. So if you wanted to, you could put your card, I think this is what you're asking. Yes, so people were using it to hold up the cards that I had. So yes, it holds it both ways, right? And you can put it more like that, right? So it definitely holds cards as well. If it holds pictures. So you were asking, I wonder if it would hold a card for pictures. A card for pictures. I'm not sure. What does that mean? A card for pictures. Probably. I mean, it's pretty sturdy. So it just depends on how big it is that you're wanting to put on it. So yes, lots of good stuff with this little gift. People were like, even if they had a phone stand, they wanted another one because it had to Be Happy on it. And that one is very portable. So some of the times when you get phone stands, they're like this, right? And they don't fold down, and you got to put your cords through. And so, yeah, so that's how phone stands usually are. So they like this folding one. To take pictures, I wonder if it would hold for taking pictures. You mean like where it's a timed photo where you set up your camera and you do a countdown timer? Yeah, maybe, I guess we'd have to see. So the event went good. All the creative content is out there for forever. As long as the Google Drive is there, there's a Facebook group. We have it available for everybody. So if you're not on Facebook, you could use the Google Drive. If you don't have the Google Drive, you could work it off of Facebook. So lots of good stuff. Swap cards, displays, just so much good stuff. Like lots of creative content is what it boils down to. We had 11 displays out there for all the suites that have launched since July. And so oodles of card samples for the different products that are current right now. I wish I could, but not possible right now. That makes sense, Joy. No problem. Yeah, don't ever feel bad if you can't do something. It's you feel bad, but don't think about it past that, right? It's just everybody's in different spots and different situations in their life, and it's just sometimes you gotta let things go, and then there'll be something the next time. I did want to share with you, I need your opinion. I need you guys, I'm doing a poll of the public broadcast system of the community right now, whoever's watching me right now. Kelly texted me a couple pictures. So now that the escape is kind of in the past, not too far in the past, but we are transitioning into fall paper palooza mode, right? So we go from one to the next. And so the cool thing about this is we pick different gifts for each thing so that we don't double dip on the attendance gifts. And we're not certain if we should put the name of the event on this. So we didn't put it on the phone stand, right? We didn't do it. And I'm on the fence sometimes, because sometimes it's nice to have the year and the event on things, and sometimes it's like you prefer it not on it. So I'm going to show you two different pictures, and all I want you to tell me is with the event name or don't put the event name on, right? So we're looking at doing this camping mug. So back to the camping theme. And I'm curious. This wasn't even Tyler. This was Amanda's idea. So, does it blend in with other ways to hold the phone while walking on a treadmill? Does it bend in other ways to hold the phone while walking on a treadmill? Well, that's interesting. That's a good question. So, I'll show you how it folds really quick, and then I'm going to show you the camping mugs. Kelly did an awesome job documenting everything for those of us who couldn't be there in person. Great. Okay, so it folds like this, and it goes this far back. And this does, it folds completely the inverse, like opposite. So, like what you could, I guess, I don't know. Like this depends on, that can go up and over an arm, right? And it still has the holding things here. But you might use a zip tie or a twisty tie, right? But yes, it would probably hold it. It's just you have to have something to stabilize this to hold on to. But yeah, so it folds all different ways, right? Just like that. Okay. And then we put it back again. So I want you guys to tell me if you like it better with the name of the event. And I know not everybody's getting the Fall Palooza. I understand that. But if you would attend an event and you would get something, would you like it to have, so we're looking at a camping mug, and it says crafting is my happy place. And here it's got Fall Paper Palooza 2025, right, underneath here. So that would be the mug. Or do you like it without it? We're 50-50 at this point. I can lean one way or I can lean another way. I've gotten stuff in the past and I'm like, gosh, I wish the date wasn't on it. I think I'd wear it more if like the name of the event and the date wasn't on it. Like, could you see people using this more and enjoying it more without the Fall Palooza? Because honestly, people know that they get it from the Fall Paper Palooza. Do we really need to brand it with the Fall Paper Palooza on the bottom? Or do you think it adds to it and that people want that, right? So, hello, Catherine Healy. So I'm just curious what your general thoughts are. And while you guys are seeing this, if you just say, would you like it? Would you like do you think people in general would like it more with the Fall Paper Palooza 2025 or without it? And we decided to go with blue. So go Team Blue. Yay. And I think Team Blue will be happy because generally go with yellows and purples and pinks. So we're getting some blue in our lives here. So yeah, so that's what we're looking at for the attendance gift for the paper. Oh, you guys are saying without. Okay. So Kelly is tracking this. We got with, without, 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 with, without. So we've got two withs and almost everybody without so far. And there's Tanya Smith. Hello, Tanya. So yes. Oh, and then Sherry said with. So, because it's either going to be one or the other. We can't do both, right? So I'm hearing a lot of withouts. So I tend to feel without, but I also like the idea of having it on there. But again, like I will take it and use it either way is my first thought. And what I get is what I get. But as long as, and when you right, and I won't whine a bit, right? That's like a kid thing, right?
Yes.
You get what you get, and you don't whine a bit, right? So like I'll be happy with it either way. But I think yeah. So that's why I was asking. And Catherine says she doesn't care. Okay, very good. So I'm generally hearing without. So that will help us when we send the file in. So, All right. Well, and if anybody's still watching and they want to report back what they're thinking, no problem. Let me know. So we have a Fun Folds class and a catalog launch class for you guys. Oh, we're already a whole month into the catalog. It feels that it launched, on September 3rd, and we are on the 23rd. So it was 20 days ago that our catalog launched, and I have a copy of it here to show you what it looks like. I got mine bound and laminated now, complete with cat fur. I can show you the insides of it, which is really cool, right? There's not as much stuff in here as years past, and that is because they have been doing lots of online exclusives. So this morning I sent an email out about the Beekeeper's Guide. So we have version 3 already out there, and so this is my collective one-stop shop for seeing everything that is currently available that is not last chance. And we've got this broken down. So if you don't get emails from me, it might be worthwhile to sign up to get emails from me. It's about classes, about sales, updated Beekeeper's Guide, events that I have coming up. And the way to sign up is by going to my website, cardsbycrispy.com. Now, in order to get access to this folder, you would need to support me in my business in some way. So my team automatically has access to it because they are on my team. And for customers that aren't demonstrators, then the threshold I have is $100 in ordering classes or getting products from me, Stampin' Up orders, my exclusive items, whatever it might be. And if you're a demonstrator on somebody else's team and you support me in my business, the threshold is $50. I cut it back a little bit because I don't want it to keep somebody from keeping their own demonstratorship active. So you could buy classes or buy the exclusive to me tools like these caddies, right? I sell these things and the bow makers and all that kind of stuff. And so I put it at 50, and then we do track it every 3 times a year. And if you haven't really supported me in the last year or last 6 months, we'll take you out of the group, and then it's a little bit to manage, but then we try to put you back in as soon as we catch it. So yeah, so just know that Beekeepers version 3 is out there now. I think we put it out there not this weekend, but the previous weekend. So it's been out there for a couple weeks. So hello, Feline Mays. And Jean says either is fine with her. Yay. Liked and shared from Eastern Oregon. Hello, Laura Sullivan. As usual, I'm sitting in the pickup line in the car. Can't hear a thing. You'll have to catch the replay. No worries. All right, Jean, we'll catch you later. All right, so this class sold out a while ago. You guys, I'm never certain at some points how many card kits to make. The last 2 fun folds I did, I made 96 of each of them back earlier in the beginning of the year, and I believe I have the one sold out 2 months after, and the other one I still have about 9 left. So I went into this fun folds thinking, yeah, it's holiday, yeah, it's Christmassy, this is my holiday fun folds, but I didn't want to be sitting with lots of card kits left over. And it's a lot of work to kit up a fun folds class. I'll tell you, there's more score lines, there's more pieces. There's art, there's just things. There's more things that go to a fun fold. So we only made 80, and we thought to ourselves, well, could we kit up more? And I could have already sold off maybe 10 more of this class. And I had to say no, because we're working on the palooza kitting right now. We have the order base that we're kitting next, and then we have Let's Just Stamp ready to kit. And it's hard to go back to past stuff, and plus I'd have to, as much as I don't mind it, the Halloween paper, I would have enough to do maybe 1 or 2 cards from the DSP that I left, but I'd open up another pack, and then I'd be sitting with an entire pack, and it's Halloween, it's time sensitive with it, and I don't see myself using the rest of the paper. So all these decisions go into do we kit it more or not, right? It's not just as easy as snapping my fingers and they're kitted, right? So in some cases it's easy to kit up a Let's Just Stamp, and sometimes it's easy to kit up a monthly, but the fun folds is hard. So we left it that we are not kitting up more. So we ended up with, out of 80 card kits, I have 70 people who are doing this class online with me. And then I had 2 people in person a couple weeks ago, and I have 8 for tomorrow afternoon. I should just double check to make sure because I would hate to have more than 8 people on my list. I have 8 people on my list, and I have 8 card kits left for them. So, now that always makes me a little nervous, because if somebody signed up and I didn't write them in my book, and then they show up and then I don't have card kits left over, it makes me really punt fast. So, all right. What were you asking about? Feline, I was asking about a camping mug, and I will quickly show you what we were talking about. I was asking if we should put fall paper palooza on it or if we should just have it say crafting is my happy place, right? So I picture you guys at a retreat. You bring this cup with you, or if you're going camping and you take this cup with you and you read it and you're like, crafting is my happy place, but wherever you're enjoying the drink is your happy place, right? Your coffee or whatever you end up putting in it. So yes. So I'm going to go through roll call. I want to thank everybody for doing this class with me. I will say I have not sent the PDF out yet. Jolene is going to be watching this class tonight, and then she's going to write up the tutorial. She started it, but she didn't finish it. And so if you're on my class list, that means you've got your kits either in the mail, or I did a first wave of shipping about, I think it was the 12th, so 10 days ago. So some of you got these mailed out to you if you didn't have the escape, and everybody else, yours is in the mail tomorrow. So I looked at it, the bulk of people don't have this in their hands yet. So I gave Jolene another pass. She's got a really stressful work week with visitors from out of town, and it's hard, right? When you have kids and you've got a full-time job, and then on top of it, you're required to do more things for work. So I was like, okay, we'll get the PDF out tomorrow morning is our goal, right? All right, so I'd like to say thank you to everybody for registering for this class that it was able to, by either placing an order to get it for free or by paying for it. There is going to be a tutorial that's available for purchase if anybody's interested in it, and as soon as I have it, I'll also put it in the Inspiration Hive. I do like the happy place. Yep, that is the plan. The happy place is going to be on the mug. What we're trying to figure out is if we were going to put Fall Paper Palooza 2025 or not having that. So I think the general consensus was to not have the Fall Paper Palooza 2025. Hello, Donna Gruski. She said it was great as usual. There's Kelly. All right, first on our list is Trisha Fagley, and then Julie Bontranger, Sandy Coy Emery, Susan Bellamy, Karen Weckstein, Carmen Melendez, Tundra Hudson, Sharon Roosh, Mary Jo Stoll, Margene Eskelson, Karen Woods, Pat Shee Bischoff, Sheila Roberts, Kelly Gibson. You guys ready for it? Angelique Schaefer. Congratulations, by the way. Doris Munson, Beline Mays, Catherine Healy, Gwen Petrashek, Linda Kester, Paige Grabau, Sue Esworthy, Mary Ann Savre, Sarah Merchant, Kate Reynolds, Doral Hoffaker, Rita Steffi, Faye Godby, Sherry Stewart, Ruth Nicholson, Kathleen Ketterman, Kari Dwyer, Linda Scott, Sherry Everett. Oh, I was just reading Donna's note that she loves the mug. Yay, okay. And Chris Robinson said, finally got in. I miss ordering classes this month. Maybe the tutorial. Yes, so Chris Robinson, you could definitely still get the tutorial for this class. And we have one, possibly two left of the Let's Just Stamp, because we did actually have the bandwidth to get up four more of them, and we needed two. So we have two left of Let's Just Stamp. We have the Sweet Bundle class left, the Gathering Together. I have the Technique Club class left, and I have Ink, Paper, Scissors. So the only two classes in September that are out of stock at the moment are this Kellogg Launch Party and maybe the September monthly. I still have to look. I might have one left, but I might not. So yeah. All right, after Linda Scott, we have Sherry Everett, and then Kimberly Snow, Christina Bernards, Mary Novak, Michelle Foran, Pam Leahy, Donna Grushke, Carrie White, Barb Rudolph, Joanne Kahn, Leslie McMinn, Lynn Beasley, Jean Terwilliger, Christina Heiser, Wendy Kruger, Mary Lemke, Patty Randolph, Brenda Cottrell, Kathy Beck, Kathy Crumpton, Phyllis Oderman, Kathy Showalter, Linda Hunt, Karen Stagg, Angela Knutson, Karen Forward, Hope Toy, Becky Rohr, Maria Gilbertson, Rose Garibaldi, Perry Overby, Melanie Ha'o, her box went to Hawaii, yay, Margie Schlegel, Jean Shute, and last but certainly not least, Jeannie Parker. All right, so that was my 70. What
Do you know where I find these cards in your version of day? And then...
They're all right here.
recipe cards with them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
can I borrow the phone for 10 minutes?
Yes. Okay. You're so demanding.
I know.
Hi, Sue Deppis. Okay, so there you
Do you
go.
want the computer for the
No,
comments for this?
I'll pull
Oh,
up
okay,
the
got it.
comments on this phone. She just stole my lifeline to you guys.
I'm moving in here and just taking
She
control,
is.
guys.
It's all good. I got comments. All right, let's turn that down. Okay. Yay, Rose is here. Okay. Hi, Sue Deppis. I think I said that, but just in case I didn't, back on track here. So you guys, the comments are my lifeline to you guys. She just took them. So, but I have another phone, so it's all good. So thank you to everybody. Now, again, reminder, the PDF did not get emailed out before class. It is coming, and it should be here by tomorrow. That's our goal, is to have it to tomorrow. And we looked at it as the majority of the people didn't have the kits already. And for those of you who did get them early and are waiting for the tutorial, thank you for your patience with it. We don't like to keep you waiting for the tutorial. It's just, Jolene is multitasking a lot of different things because she's also helping me put a tutorial together for all the creative presentations.
Sometimes it's my fault too.
Oh yeah, so I'm not gonna blame anybody, but that is sometimes the case. So Jolene didn't have any recipe cards or notes on anything for these cards, and I think Kelly got them to her today, and we don't know how that happened.
Oh, for that, yeah. Yep.
Right? We have no idea how Jolene
don't.
didn't get the recipe cards because normally Kelly's like on it like it's like her A game. So yeah, so that happens sometimes too, right? You can't do something if you don't have the proper tools to do it. So I'm going to put this here, that here. I realized I never pulled out my card kits, so let me get them. I was like, I better have card kits in this drawer. Oh my goodness, could you even imagine? So I have my card kits here now, so let's put these back. Oh, before I get started too, I need to share with you guys the palooza. We were just talking about the paper palooza. No, Donna, you'll have to go back. I don't want to keep showing everybody. It was either if we put the name of the fall palooza on the mug or if we don't put the name on the mug, right? That's what we were trying to figure out. So I want to share with you guys the palooza is what we've been talking about for the last 15 minutes about the attendance gifts that goes with the paper palooza. And so there are 14 cards that Amanda and I designed, and I really haven't been showing these off. I have 40 people signed up already for the palooza. I literally sent the email out this morning. I created the Facebook event over the weekend, and we're already at 40 people. So it's a lot of people did the palooza for the annual catalog and loved it, and they couldn't wait for the fall one. So I am myself planning to kit up 110 of these. So once they're gone, they're going to be gone, and we won't do more. Amanda's planning to do 20. And so if you're interested in the fall palooza, don't hesitate to at least get signed up. If you sign up and change your mind, that is okay, because I can take you off the list. If you sign up and then it's sold out, I can't add you to the list once I run out. That I could put you on a waiting list, right? So it's better to sign up if you're like 70% certain you want to do it. Get signed up. And if you decide you're not going to do it, just let me know as soon as you decide that. We're flexible. We're easygoing. I would, like, if you don't pay for it, I don't have to give you your money back. But you would want to make sure you send payment by the 1st of October if you do want it, or the 1st of November if you want it slated for November. So I'm just going to run through these really quick. I've only showed these off just a couple times. So in case you're wondering, there's 14 cards featuring 17 of the new designer series paper specialty packs. And all you need for all of these cards are basically sentiments, and then you can put whatever you want on the inside for your focal images. And these are all the different new designer papers. We added in the glimmer papers where we could. We added in the vellum where we could. We added in the other was some foils. So we got those in here, like that earthen foil. I like this one a lot. We have a great variety of masculine, feminine. We've got sympathy. We got birthday. We got thinking of you. All different occasions that you can make your cards. And you'll get a 6x12 of each of the designer series papers. And in some cases, the paper is only 6x6. So you'd get 2 6x6s. And so you're getting a little bit more paper with this one for the goodie bag because there is a little bit less of quantity compared to the last one. That's Painterly Pears. And then last but not least, we have a New Year's card. So we got lots of different occasions here. So Donna says she signed up for the palooza today. Wonderful. So there's one more person that signed up for it. Okay, and then the cards that we're going to be working on today, we have here this card. So these are all the different fun folds that we're going to do. So this guy right here looks like this, and it uses the branching out stamp set. And I like to show you guys where we got inspiration from. So this was a handmade card by Carmen Sanders, and it was from, I think, a team swap in the spring. I think it was in January, and you could flip it up and go like that. So thank you, Carmen, for sending this card in the team swap. It gave me the inspiration to work on this card for this class, which was awesome. So I want to share that. Now, this card right here is one of the cards we're going to be making today. And it opens like that. And then you put your sentiment and your love note on the back. And we got that inspiration from Angelique, and now she's
Not
Schaefer,
McClendon.
not McClendon anymore. So she's going to have to get all these little stickers remade. And so Angelique sent this card to me. And so that's where we got the layout from. Totally changed it out and used the current product. So thank you, Angelique, for sharing that card with us. And that was from the team swap, I think. Now this is another one from a team swap that was recently. And this one was from Leslie McMinn. It used to have a card on here, so I know that this one, oh, it's right here. Ha ha ha. Like, I knew it was somewhere. And so, yay. So that's Leslie's card. And so we got that idea from her. And that's where we made this card. Super cool. All right. Now, I will say that this designer paper was interchangeable. There were 2 different patterns, and we'll get to that momentarily. And then the last card is a layout that I've done in the past. And maybe I found the card like it was from 4 years ago. And so it opens, so you got this. It opens like that, and you have your Aurora Borealis in the inside. No, I know how to say it now. Aurora Borealis.
Good job.
Have to actually think about it. If my brain works too fast, I say it wrong. And so we've got a nice lake in the background here, and then you got your northern lights there, and there we go. So that is what we're going to be working on today. And Kelly has all of her.
Somehow I have never seen these cards.
You never. So I should show everybody.
Yeah, they're amazing.
These are amazing, you
Cover
guys.
photo coming soon.
Yay. So you guys are going to see the sneaky peek for this in the near future by Saturday, I think is the showcase. But these are what we're using for ink, paper, scissors. It's called Peaceful Days on Earth. Ink, paper, scissors.
So pretty.
Yeah, that one's, I think, my favorite. And so, yeah, I really haven't shown these off either. We got these done, I think, 2 weeks ago already. I might have shown them off just once. There's that one, and then the last one looks like this. So yeah, I don't know why. Do you notice that the camera is like stalling when did you use it to this morning?
I had a little bit of issue, but it ended up being okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I had some where it was like buffering on the side.
Okay.
Catching
It's
up.
not like it's, I look in here and it's fine. It's the camera is just a little wonky. So all right, you guys, golden ticket is for today, September 23rd. Yay. Catalog launch class. It's also the launch party, right? So we call it the catalog launch class and fun folds. And I filled out the Google form this morning too. Yay, Feline, wonderful. All right, Feline, you have quite a box coming, just so you know. You have your annual catalog palooza that shipped out in the same box as your escape. And we packed it separately. So you're going to get a bag of one thing and a bag for the other thing, and then a bag with all your cards. So you got a nice little box coming your way. All right, so let's see what card we got here first. All right. Looks like the Halloween one. All right, so I have this paper. There was one other paper that had the paper with the candy on it, and that's super cute too. So either one, they're interchangeable for this one. They both look nice. You'll have 3 stars in your kit. These are those foam sparkly stars. And this piece of designer paper is the one that mats with this one, right? So always do that dry fit, make sure that it works good. You'll have a fence, die cut out already, a little white piece for your sentiment, 2 little window strips that are gonna go behind in your house like that, right? To make it look like all the lights in the house are on. And then you've got this bat. So this label is a little bit unique, that it's meant to, so it die cuts out the bat, but it's meant to fold down like this. Thank you. And then that is what kind of goes over the top of things, right? Now, if you had that exposed in the back, it would look kind of dumb. So what we've been doing is kind of matting it behind things that you can't see that. So then this ultimately is going to go behind here like that. And then you do have a little strip here that will go along the bottom edge for your inside mat, and then a little bit of the petunia pop ribbon, and then you should have two bats that are going to be flying in the night sky here, and you have your base, right? So we've already got it folded like this for you, so you are going to want to take your bone folder and burnish it. Your hubby loves it when you get happy mail from me. Yay! That's exciting to hear that. I love it. All right, then what we have to do is this one will fold back, and you want to try to make sure that they're even. Like this is perfect, like they don't overflow the edge, so that's good. And then this one is also going to fold back. Now this one's a little bit shorter, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to manipulate the paper so that it comes out just a little bit. So I'm going to go like that, and you can like if it wasn't quite 1/8 of an inch. So, but what you can do is hold it where it needs to go, and then you can re-burnish or re-score that, right? So now, like my edge is really a lot closer than when it was, right? So that's perfect. So ultimately, you want this raw edge to be lined up with the folded edge here, right? So burnish that good. All right, so what happens with this, what makes this cool is this tucks underneath here. So you want to make sure when you glue this, you're only gluing on the right side, not the part here, right? So first though, we can go ahead and we're going to glue these two things together. Oh, you know what I can show you guys? Chris made the most amazing little treat packages for the escape. They're the pillow gifts. So the phone stand is called the attendance gift, and then the pillow gifts are super cool. So I'm just going to put the glue right on here because I don't want to have any glue on the part that hangs over. So it's best to glue that panel. And we're just going to center this top to bottom. And then on the left, having the same margin. Okay. So I wanted to make sure I didn't have any glue on the back side over here. Like that. All right. So that's good. And I do have the Halloween set that is featured here. It's called Spooky Halloween. And so we've got Happy Halloween on the inside, and we've got all tricks, no tricks. Well, I guess we could have all tricks. No tricks, all treats. And then we've got the bats flying around. And I love it when I trick people with my white black pad. So I don't do so hot with the memento pad. For some reason, with me and the memento pad, the fabric isn't always the greatest. So I've made my own white pad into a black pad. And I just put the white pad full of memento ink. And what we're going to do is stamp no tricks, all treats on here. Like that. Oh, that's good. I'll take it. And then on the inside here, we can do Happy Halloweeny. And put that there. And then our bat. So this foam pad stamps so much crisper for me. And we're going to put, let's see how I did them on the inside. Oh yeah, I put them on that side. So I'll put them flying up in the sky right there. Okay. So I'm going to just give that a second. I need to go get a sponge dauber, not a sponge dauber, a blending brush. Choose your words. And then that little strip was extra here. Oh, Linda Scott said without. Okay. So our general consensus, Kelly, I think is without. So if you want to send the file back to me, or straight to Mary, right? You could send it to Mary and say, hey, we want to do this blue. And I already talked to her, right? So you could send it straight to Mary and say, we want to do the blue camping mug with this logo on it, right? And then centered top to bottom, I guess. I think we could do that already. Yay. So we have the other gift too. So part of your pillow gift, guys, for the palooza is something else that is going to be pretty amazing for your car. All right, so that's what's going on the inside. Now, on this gray piece over here, it's hard to see it, but we did make it spookier by swooshing the back with a blending brush and some black ink. So I gotta get my blending brush, so give me 1 second. All right, so I'm gonna flip this out. Hang on, let's switch my phones out. So we have here, yep, there's that. I'll put that back here. I got you guys gotta see this. Hang on, let me take a picture of this. So this adorable kitten that stole my chair, this is what he currently looks like. I walked by him when I got the blending brush, and that's the kitten. Oh my God, isn't that little handball amazing? He's just like passed out, all curled up in a little ball. That is my little guy. All right, I just went and grabbed the blending brush I've been using. You can see I don't have ink all over. I actually just have it on the side. Mimi said, people not wanting Halloween could use from our house to your house and leave off the bats. Exactly. Definitely could. Yes. Memento isn't working good for you either. Yeah, I don't know. You can re-ink it how many times and it just still doesn't work as good. For this, I want to make sure that I'm grabbing ink on the side here, and it just helps with the swooshing, right? So I don't want it all over, and I know my house is going to be right here. So I'm going to start right there. In case it's too dark, see that's too dark, it doesn't matter because my house is going to go there. So again, this is going to go right here. So I was going to start there. Right, you're making it look like streakies in the night. But if you don't want to practice on that, start off on the side over here, right? That works too. But like, so when you get clouds that are streaky and wispy, it's kind of more eerie and spooky, right? So that's what we're trying to do on here. Just getting a little bit of spooky, and you don't want too much of the line action going on. So, and when you put stuff on it, you're not going to catch up at all either. So we're just getting a little bit of streaky night action going on, I guess is what you can say. So by the time we get this all put together, you're not going to necessarily see all the streaks, right? So, but I wanted to get a little bit of wispy cloud action going on. All right, so then what we can do, this little guy is going to need to get glued onto the gray piece, and it's about 3/8 maybe of an inch from the left edge. So right about there. Hang on, I gotta have things straight, you guys. So we're gonna do the bat there, right? Right? You could cut that off too, but I'm just gonna leave it there. Now that we have that glued, we can go ahead and glue this on, and then if we flip our house over, we're going to put a little dot of glue in some strategic spots here. Okay, like that. So this piece will go onto the black for our mat. Like that. And then you have a wider yellow piece, which goes on the short side of the house. And then the long side of the house gets that skinny. So this was just cut on a trimmer, right? Just like that. So that gives us our windows in the house. And then what I did for this house is I popped it up with dimensionals only at the top, and I glued it flat at the bottom. And I do that because the fence was going to go over the top. So we're just going to do a couple dimensionals there, and then put a little bit of glue. So we're going to have a house that's kind of flat at the bottom. And there's about, I don't know, a good 1/8 of an inch from the left and off the bottom. So about like that. And then now the fence is going to get planted right in front of the house. You can just put a little bit of liquid glue on that. You gotta be, so some people hate the liquid glue. You just gotta learn not to squeeze so hard and have it all come oozing out. So they say dot, dot, not a lot. So we got our fence right about there. Because we have it flat on the bottom, it should nicely be flat, right? If you pop up the house on the bottom, then you're gonna have this side of the fence kind of like hanging like it's gonna curve, which isn't the worst thing. Then grab your tear and tape and grab a piece waiting in the wings, and then this piece right here. And you can take the purple ribbon, and fold it in half. And we're gonna attach that behind the eat right there. And then the one that's waiting in the wings can help support that. Now this is gonna get popped up with dimensionals. And it gets secured. You gotta be careful because if you go too far to the right, it might hang off the edge of the card, right? So I've got it just a hair past the black edge over there, and you can see it kind of fits on this black label. Say like that. Okay, and then what we can do is trim our tails for the ribbon. If you want to shorten them up, you can. I'm going to leave them probably this long for now, and then I can always figure it out later if I want them shorter. And then for gluing this, what I would do is run a thing of tear and tape. Oh, hi, Hope Toy. Yay. So I'd run a thing of tear and tape close to the edge over here, like that. And then if you ever go over the edge, it's okay, just fold it back. And then what happens is I'm going to center this top to bottom, and I have a small margin on the right hand side. And you could go up higher or lower, whatever you want, but I'll go over something like that. Right, so then what happens now is this should tuck right into this open area that's right here. All right, then our bats. Now, I think I used to have some black dimensionals. They would be absolutely perfect for using behind the bats. And oh, look at this. I actually have some right here. I don't even have to open up a pack. All right, look at this right here. Yeah, nice, very nice. Okay, so these black dimensionals are great because they fit, the little ones fit right into the body of your bat. Like that. And if there's any hanging over, it's okay, you wouldn't really see it. So we're gonna have one bat that's hanging out right there. And then one bat is gonna be hanging out right there. And because the ribbon's just a little bit hanging into the bat, I think I am going to shorten up them just a hair. Like that. And how the stars work, there's 3 different sizes of stars and there's 3 different colors. So what we did is we mixed and matched everybody's stars. You got a big, a small, and a medium, and then you got a white, a black, and a purple. So we put all of the stars onto the gray piece. Like that, and then we'll put one more over here. So my star, oh, because they're foam, you gotta be careful. The sticky sometimes will catch, it'll catch your tail of the star, and it was missing, or it's cut off. It's partly cut off too, but we'll pull that out just a little bit, and then there. So these are cool for mailing because these are soft, and so if they're going through the mail system, then they get squished, they'll squish down really nicely. They won't like put a hole in your envelope. And then what you can do is definitely Stella your bats. They will look amazing if you put a little bit of glitz on them. And then I'll put that guy with a little bit of glitz. And you could also Stella inside your windows. And it might help to do that Stella-ing before you go in, but that's okay. That works after. All right. Thanks, Pat's Mothers. Well, and there we go. We have one done. Now, again, you guys, some of you might have the designer series paper that has the treats on it. And I have that here. I'll take a second. I'll show you what it looks like. Both of them are cute, and you either got one or the other, and that allowed us to maximize how many pieces we got out of a pack of paper. So this is what the one looks like with the candy treats, right? So same concept, but you'll have candy treats on it. They both look cute, right? The designer paper matches on both of them, which is awesome. Okay, so I can say that we officially have one fun fold done. Yay, and in the books. Very nice, not so hard, right? Especially when all that die cutting is done for you. Hello, Sherry Martin. Hi, Deanne Dawn, better late than never. You know it, girlfriend. All right, so the next one that we work on, well, let me just get that cleaned up actually. So let's grab this out. As long as we got this in front of us, let's washy, washy, washy. And again, that was Spooky Halloween. This is one of the online exclusives that launched in July. And I can show you. So for those that are looking for it, you won't find it in the new holiday catalog. If you are looking for it and you have stampinup.com, you could look at it there. But you could also, oh man, let's get you out of there. Let's go buy ticker. In the Beekeeper's Guide, if you're looking for it in here, we generally have the sweets at the beginning. And they're not in alphabetical order. They're in whatever order we added them to them. But here's the collection. There's a spooky sweet, okay? And it comes with these iridescent treat bags. I was gonna show you what Chris Dudoranki made. We saw a card sample in the online store that uses the spooky sweet, and we took this off. So you guys, that was basically what we did here. This section right here, we picked that up and we took it off and we put it onto the treat package, right? So, excuse me. The treat bags have this iridescent knee to them, which is super cool. We got these little chocolate chip granola bites, which are awesome. And then we put the tag on there. And she did a fantastic job putting these together. And kind of the same kind of setup. So a different way to utilize some of these products. And then she made the tops different. Some were this pattern, some were the other pattern that looks like this, and then there were a few other patterns that were interchangeable, so we used different tops on all of them. That's very cool. So this is what one of the pillow gifts was in everybody's escape box. So very awesome, awesome, awesome. But again, the petunia pop ribbon is part of that suite, the stars are part of that suite, and you can see here the dies, the fence and the house, the bats, and that taggy thing came from here. And then we used that paper. So very cool. Wunderbar. Next card. Let's see what the next one in the pile is. Hello, Holly. Joy said I was on the phone with the doctor. Did you say if the tutorial? It isn't yet, Joy. It isn't written quite yet. It is started, but it is not finished. The tutorial will be in the Inspiration Hive most likely by the end of the day tomorrow. Okay? So definitely just give us a moment in time and it'll be there. All right, so this is our Aurora Borealis card. Aurora Borealis. And when you open it up, we've got it connected in the middle. Now the middles for everybody are going to be slightly different. And possibly your northern lights on the outside here will be different, right? So what we did do is we cut, or I should say I cut these for you. And then what I did is I cut the inside for you to be a solid piece. So when you open up your kit, you'll have a purple, which is the top. You'll have some diamonds for some stars in the sky. This piece right here is what is going to go on your inside. And I did not cut it all the way for you. You're going to have to cut it the rest of the way. So right now I have it at 5 inches, and you're going to need to cut it in half at 2.5 and add your northern lights to the inside. And as I mentioned, there's so many different patterns of the Aurora that you got a different one than somebody else, right? But it's cut to this size, and we just have to cut it in half at 2.5, right? Now we'll do that right off the bat since we're in here. So let's do 2. And I think I'm cutting this the right way because Diane told me that they kind of go up. So that's what we're going to go with. All right, so that's our inside. And then you have a label. So we use the traditional label dies. You're very welcome, Joy. Traditional label die. We have a little 3/4 inch circle that was die cut from a retired Stampin' Up punch, but it's a classic and it makes for a great moon back there. we have the trees that you're gonna have to do a little hokey pokey. So we'll get to that in a moment. Here's the northern lights that I have for the outside of mine. So again, might not look like that. It might look like this, and we'll just figure out how to put it on the card properly. You have 2 white pieces that will be for your inside, right there, right there. So we'll have to stamp them a little. You have 2 pieces of balmy blue ribbon. You have this piece of balmy that goes on the outside, and then you have a bottom purple piece, and then you have the arm for the middle. Right, so this arm is going to need to get folded a little bit more yet, and then burnished. Interesting. My bone folder just put coloring on my paper because I pressed so hard. All right, so this is going to get glued on the inside. So we'll set that over there for now. We got to do a little hokey pokey here. So that is something that I tell my die cutters. They are not responsible for poking all these little pieces out. They are responsible for making sure that for the most part you can poke them out and that they're not still hanging in there. Now, it's sometimes hard to see that. So if you ever get some die cutting from us and it's not thoroughly or cut through properly, you just sometimes just use your scissors and you can help fix it to get it detached. But I'm just going through here and I'm going to poke these pieces all out. I'm collecting them all on my purple page here so I can just toss that right in the garbage. This die has definitely gotten a workout for us. We use this for the escape cards, and then we are using it for this fun folds, and then it gets used again on 2 cards for ink, paper, scissors. And we've already got our ink, paper, scissors using this set. It's already designed for December. Super cool. All right, almost done. So Anna did these die cuts, and she generally centers it as best she can, and she does a really phenomenal job with it. And so she tried to get it to be a little taller on the outside, taller on that side, and then the opening in the middle here. All right, so we can go ahead. We're going to toss these in the garbage. Hi, Doris Munson. All right, so what we could do is Stella this. I think that would be super cool to get this Stellaed right off the bat. Then you can also see if you've missed anything, and I did miss one little guy right there. All right, so I have on here, may your day be filled with love, best wishes. So thinking maybe it could be a wedding card, right? Why not? It could be a birthday card. It just depends. So this comes from a stamp set called Light and Wonder, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment in black. I will say that if you have black embossing powder and a Versamart pad, you could definitely emboss that. So it looks good with the embossing, but it also looks good with the black ink pad. Now, Memento is going to be a little bit of a different story because Memento, for me, is not as good as if I use my white black pad. So on the label, you got to be careful, though. You want to make sure you get it good. So it says, wishing, okay, so this says wishing you a year of, but we're going to do may your day be filled with. So let's grab that instead. Put that on here. So we'll ink that up good. And when we're stamping on a colored cardstock, even though it's lighter, you want to give the ink time to transfer to the paper. Hover over the top, get it situated, go straight down. Don't rock the boat, don't rock your stamp. Just give it a second or 10, or if you're like Diane the Marinator, you might give it a minute even to get that ink to totally soak into the cardstock. All right, so that's stamped okay, right? Sometimes I see people just go really, really fast and they don't give the ink time, so they'll go like that and like that, and then it's like, it ends up like that, where it's half filled in, okay? That's definitely not what you want to do. You want to be conscientious of how you're inking up, how you're pressing down, giving it time, nice, even, firm pressure, and then pull up. and you'll get a lot more evenness in your stamping. All right, so that's May Your Day Be Filled With. And then on the white panel here, we're gonna do love, L-O-V-E, love. All right. Same thing. Give it a second, make sure the ink's on there nice. And then on the other one, we're gonna do Best Wishes. And the Best Wishes comes from a stamp set that's called With You in Mind. And I grabbed it from there. I believe, so this one I think came out in March. If I'm not mistaken, it was a March online exclusive. And I think it's still carried over at the moment. Same concept here. Oh, welcome back, Chris. I'm glad you guys got a walk in. Okay, let the ink marinate. Good. All right, so I think we'll be done with the black ink for now. And we can, let's get a little bit glue happy. So this is what the inside looks like, right? What we can do is glue this panel here to the back of this, and it's gonna basically go in the center, top to bottom, left to right. Okay, so this can just get set down in here. Perfect, okay? And then we might as well glue our insides in here. So each side of these. If you want to do more stamping on them, now is the time to do it. It's harder to glue it. It's harder to stamp once it's glued together. So we got love on this side. And then we'll put Best Wishes on this side. And then our designer paper for this one. Looks like that. So Diane told me that the lights of the Aurora, they go up like this, right? So I think that's how I'm gonna glue it. So just a reminder, there are 8 different patterns of auroras or northern lights in that pack of paper when you get it. And so you might not have this one, but the same thing is you've got a 2.5 by 2.5. That's what you need to do, is cut it in half. Okay, so that's what will open up when you see this one. Okay. Now let's work on the front of the card here now. So I am going to, so this is a 2x4. We were very strategic in using the designer paper. I'll be honest, when I originally thought about this card, I thought that you couldn't see past this area. I don't know why I thought that. So I thought that Northern Lights would come down all the way to the bottom area here, right? But it's so cool. So when I glued this on and then I put the trees on, it made it look like there was a lake. Like this is overlooking a hilly surface, and then you're looking down and you've got a lake here, like it's Lake Superior, and you're overlooking the park up there, and then you've got Northern Lights. So that's what I was picturing. So figure out which way your Northern Lights are gonna go. And I feel like this is going up like this, so I feel as though I'm gonna glue it like that. Put that. It's October. It's the order-based class. Mm-hmm. Yep. So then what we're gonna do is the black dimensionals come in really handy again. Find the bigger areas where there's a little more paper that these will be hidden, right? And so because you're using the black, you shouldn't see any of that dimensional poking through. So I'm grabbing some bigger areas. I'm not doing the whole thing. I'm just going to do these 5. And then what happens is this will get glued onto here, and then our ribbon goes behind that. So what you can do is put a little glue here. And this should go end to end with the balmy blue. Like that. Make sure you're centered there nicely. So good. If you have any balmy blue that's hanging over on either side, here you should just grab your scissors. Like I really don't have much, but I'm just going to show you what I would do. You could trim any little balmy blue off that is peeking through because you would see it when you put it on here. So if there's even the slightest little hair, like a 1/64th of the hair, you would see it. So you can just trim any bit if you need to. Then what you want to do is you want to prep the back of this with tear and tape right about there and there. You're going to need 2 weighting in the wings for that. And then what you're going to do is flip this guy over and put a tear and tape on the top and one on the bottom, right? So you've got 2 pieces of balmy blue ribbon that were in your kit. And just know that you need less on the right side as you do on the left. And what you could do is like center your ribbon so you don't have the sample. What you could do is just put your ribbon, one of them for now, down, and then knowing that this needs to go right about here, you could set that into it and then pick it up on that side, right? And then do the same thing with this one. Just drop it down right about there and then right there. Okay, so now that we've got that attached, we do need to get these tails up through these little holes. You gotta be so careful. These dies are so delicate. It's only connected here by a thread of paper. So what I'm gonna do is just grab this tail and get the little corner of it right underneath, kind of wedged up in there, and then you're gonna just pull it through. The ribbon is the same width as that opening. So you should be able just to grab it from the front and pull it through without ripping. That is your goal. Do not rip it. Okay, just like that. And then you gotta do the same on the other side. But having that tear and tape back there helps to hold it in place so that you're not struggle bussing with your ribbon. Right, so there's that. You can see it's just a 1/2 inch right in between. So grab this one, get that corner kind of poked through. If you rip it, it's not the end of the world. You can kind of like piecemeal it back together. All right, so we've got that now. All right, so that's good. And that's taped back there. But now what I'm gonna do is grab my dimensionals here and grab my width that I need, or I should say the length. And then what we can do is cut this in half. So I just use the edge of the dimensionals for this. You can use the insides too, it doesn't matter. But what I'm gonna do is put, oh, and I cut it just, oh man, Barbara Gabby, if you're watching, I cut it just too long. Barbara Gabby says, I always cut my stuff the right length. I didn't that time. We can use those ends right in the middle here. So there we go, we used them. We can peel these off. And then this will get set right on the front of the card. I have it to the right hand side a little bit. All right. And then right about here. Barbara Parker says, can you tell me, first timer, how do I purchase it? So Barbara, I welcome you. I'm so happy that you're watching. I appreciate you watching and reaching out and commenting. I do normally have my card kits available when I have class, but unfortunately for this specific class, I sold out of this class 2 weeks ago already. I think I sold out of it by the 6th of September. It was already gone. And or maybe like shortly thereafter. So I don't have any more kits of this. Like you see me putting this together, that's exactly what you would get when you get a class from me. And so now I'm just flipping my tails over. I'm looking at it from the front, knowing that there's tape there, and I'm eyeballing and trying to keep it straight, and I can just flip that tail over. Normally I have kits left, but for this one, what I would have is a PDF tutorial. It's in the process of being written. My goal is to work with Jolene to have it ready and in people's inboxes by tomorrow sometime, like during the day. Now, for those of you that want to purchase the tutorial from me, there's 2 ways that you can do it. One is you could just send me an email, say I'd like to get the tutorial, and the other option is if you go to my events calendar, which is at cardsbycrispy.com, and you go to today's date, which is the 23rd, I lied. You go to September 1st. Go to September 1st. It's always the first day of the month. I have PDF tutorials available with Cards by Christine. And what you could do is You can get my tutorials for free if you place a minimum 20, I think it's a $20 order for this one, as your demonstrator, or you can just buy the tutorial. You scroll down here, I have catalog launch fun folds class. It's $14 if you buy it from my website. You just scroll down here and you would put it right here, catalog launch fun, add it to your cart, right? So you could add to your cart and pay via my website. If you pay for it like with Venmo or Cash App or Zelle, it's only $13. So there's because I don't have to pay any fees if you send me money electronically for the most part. So that tear and tape comes off. But yeah, so unfortunately this class sold out, and then my September monthly, I believe I don't have any of that one. I might have one, but it might not really be there. So, all right. So your other purple paper that's here, you're gonna do is just center this on the purple. And yeah, the kits are a great way to go. And fun folds, they are always an amazing class to do. So we've got that. And now we've got a little moon over Miami. Or where did I say we were? We were up in Lake Superior. That's where we are right now. All right. Up by, I have to look, you guys. This is where I picture us being right now, is up by Lake Superior. And it is way up here. Bayfield. That's where I'm thinking we are. The Apostle Islands, that's where we are right now. We're off looking over the ledge of these higher cliffs up here by Sand Bay. That's where we are right now. That's where I picture myself right now. I've been thinking about that since I've been looking at this right now. So that little moon goes there, and then what you can do is put some stars in the sky, right? So I tried to avoid having them in the Aurora Borealis. So I'm just going to put them like that maybe, right? I like over here, I put them up here and one there, but I think 3 look good. You got some stars in the sky that you can wish upon, right? And then we are going to take this and put glue on the blue here. And then all we do is center that purple right over the top. Just connect the dots here, or connect the papers, right? Like that. And your grapes should be pretty close. They should be like within a hair of each other. So you shouldn't have to trim anything off the top or the sides, but you could test that before you started getting glue happy. But there's what we have. So now when you open this up, you got the Aurora Borealis on the inside, the Aurora Borealis on the inside. And I mean, I don't see why this couldn't be a pretty little love card for your wedding that you have to go to, or a birthday card. But the stamp set itself has different things. You have love, light, magic, and wonder. And not in that particular order, but may your day be filled with, wishing you a year of, embrace the, thank you, you are, and then your strength inspires me. And this guy right here is another tutorial, another suite that you can get in this one's shown in the catalog. So it's also in the Beekeeper's Guide here, and it is right there. So that die right there with the trees is what we used, and then makes really, really pretty cards with water and another tree line there. And then the frosted gems are part of this suite. And then that's the paper, and that's the paper I put on the inside of mine. All right. Wonderful. And then there were 2 done. I like it. Mikey likes it. Okay. So let's go ahead and do a little washi. Kelly sounds like she's all done. Another day in. Lots of things accomplished today, I bet. Kelly had a to-do list that was like a mile long, I think. And she's knocking things out left and right. And it's only Tuesday, right? Oh yeah, it's only Tuesday. It feels like it's already Thursday. I do think that. All right. So the next card that we're going to work on. So I didn't need here. So I've got class with those that are doing the escape with me. I've got class on Friday where I'm going to use some of these. So I'm just going to put that one away. And the other one gets used next on the Friday. So with you in mind, let's put you away. Wonderful. Well, get home safe. Have a good rest of your day.
We'll be in touch.
All right. Thanks, Kelly. Appreciate it. All right. Let's grab the next one in the pile. Put you over there. Let's see. Oh, this guy. I like it. So this one features Oh, the blue glimmer paper. Now this is Blueberry Bushel. And for this one, that's not a suite actually. It is a bundle. And there's actually 2 bundles that got pulled in. One is featuring Snowy Delights, and then Snowflake Kisses has the words. So we got to choose our words. On this one we used Happy Winter, and then on the back it says Sending Warm Hugs, and we've got some snowflakes there. So it's another one where we're gonna glue on the back. So when you open up your kit, you'll have it folded just like that black first one was. So you got this, opens this way, and then you've got 3 diamonds on the inside. Now, I will say I'm sad to hear and see that the Snowflake Sky embossing folder is no longer available. I would say that at the time we designed this, it definitely was available. And at this moment, we know it's not available, and we're going to continue to design with it because winter is coming. And this was the perfect embossing folder to use to have snow falling. So I know we have a Palooza card that features it. We already featured our ink, paper, scissors, or we already designed our ink, paper, scissors for November. We used it, and it's just what it's going to be. We're going to continue to use these embossing folders that match perfectly with the cards. So, and plus, when you get the kits from me anyways, you don't have to worry about having the embossing folder. We do it for you. So, no worries there. All right, so that's the inside that goes underneath here. Then you're going to have 2 strips of white and 2 strips of glimmer. Right, so you can really get a feel for what this glimmer looks like. I am proud to say that within the last 5 years, they've changed their glimmer, that it doesn't come off, right? Whatever the process is, they changed it. It used to fall off and get everywhere, and then you'd have to cut everything off that it touched. Not really, but like good glitter is the enemy. So with these, there's these cool little die cut snowflakey things on the sides of this label. So you might need to punch them in order to get them out. You're very welcome, Barbara. Sorry I don't have better news about the kits for this class, but that's super cute. There's little stars on the side, so you can poke them out. Your little snowflake here also might need a little help with some hokey pokey. So you just get some of these guys out, like that. All right. Perfect. And then what we did for this one is it got embossed after it was die cut with the Plaster of Paris embossing folder. Another one that is on last chance. And so sad about that. Then you'll have a white piece, which is for your back. And then you have some ribbon, which will go underneath your label. This is that new ribbon that is part of the Peaceful Garden Suite. And for this, what you want to do is that gets folded in. This one comes back, y'all, like that. And then this folds back. Now, you want to make sure that these are nice and flush on the side here. So do a little manipulation if you need to. Like that. All right, so that folds in. That folds back. And then this folds like this. All right, that's how that works. So yes, this is in further than that, right? But these on the sides here, they line up. All right, so we've got that burnished. What we could do is get a little glue happy. So before you get glue happy though, it's always good practice to test your edges here. And so you can just make sure that that fits here. Now it's flush on the right, here, this right edge, and then you should have the same border on the top and bottom and the left. This one is flush on the left. I know, he stole my seat.
I'm gonna go get something to eat and I'll be back.
Okay, that was good. Yay. Isn't he a little ham?
He is.
Oh, he's so adorable.
That's because I won't let him up.
Yeah, you locked him out upstairs. So this is flush on this side here, and then the same margins here and here. So I'm just gonna flip all this stuff over. And then we'll get that glued up. We'll start with the white ones. All right, again, flush on the right, centered top to bottom. Like that, and then this one. Oh, I'm glad you have the perfect person for the snowflake one. It is a pretty card. It's so cheerful with the, I mean, I'm not excited about snow. My dad told me yesterday that We are officially into fall. We are into autumn and fall. We are no longer in the summer. Hello, handsome kitten. You finally decided to get up. Oh, big stretch. So with the hi, are you going to jump up here, aren't you? I can see it in your eyes, buddy. Hi, Mom. What you doing? We're making cards, handsome kitten. What about playing with me, Mom? I'm ready. Yep. Hi. Hello, kitten. Yeah, what's up, big boy? You sure know how to take up a camera, buddy. Yeah, look at this. You'll be kitten. I'm just going to stay right here, Mom. I don't know about that, buddy. We're making some cards. Yeah, well, what about me? Oh, yeah, you think so? oh, man. We woke up the sleeping giant, and now he comes and wants some love, and Annette is gone. So, all right, buddy, we're going to try to do this without getting glue on you. How about that? I got itchy. Yep, yep, like that. Here you go, buddy. They love this spot scratched because I don't think that they can reach it themselves. Right. All right, so buddy, we're going to keep making cards. I might get little things on you though. So, and we're only going to do, I'm going to put that way over here so I don't get glue all over you. I know, Mom, I appreciate it. You got mud on me from doing the tiles the other day. Nope, that was your dad that did that. He let you walk all over the mud. I know, and now I have it in my paws. Yes, you do. Aw, I know, kitten. So, the kittens were really involved with the escape this weekend. They were able to be out 2 of the days. On the other 2 days, we have a couple people who are allergic to cats, so then the cats stay in the house. But they were able to be out for a couple of days, so they got a lot of love from people. So these are just getting glued onto here, right? So right now it doesn't matter. There's no top and bottom going on, but you want to make sure you're flush on this side and then you're flush on that side, right? And with that glimmer paper, you got to make sure that it adheres nice because it does wiggle around on you. All right, so now would be a good time if you wanted to Stella anything on your white snowflake. You could go ahead and Stella, and it's easier to do it now when it's not on the blue. And what we can do is grab just a little piece of paper. Oh, big yawn there, huh? So we're just going to take the Stella, and we're going to Stella these. And then if you go out of the edge, it's okay. But you could also Stella the blue snowflake. That's no big deal. Mom, what are you doing to me? You better not be putting that stuff on me. I'm not, buddy. Don't worry. Oh, you got such a big booger in your eye. Holy Moses. Okay. Yeah, I know. I was sleeping while the Sandman came. So do your cats and your dogs talk to you guys too? Because all 3 of our cats, they talk to us. They do. All right, so we got that Stella right off the bat. Now what we're going to do is take a little bit of liquid glue and put that around here, and we're just going to center that right into the blue snowflake. Big boy, I thought you were sitting on my glue, but you're not. Good job. All right, so I'm just going to be being strategic about the glue. I'm just going to put little bits of it in certain spots. You don't want to do too much because it does have a tendency of going through the holes. So I'm just doing light little traces of it. Doesn't have to go everywhere. And then this, you just have to be careful putting this on. Because like once you start to put this on, if you wiggle too much, it's going to definitely like put glue everywhere. So we're going to set up this one. And then as we set that down, we're going to make sure we're nice and centered. Mom, I'm hungry. I know, buddy, you're always hungry. All right, so that's just going to, you got to make sure that you use the heat from your fingers to help create the bond for this, because I could pick this off really easily right now, but I'm not going to show you because then I have to recenter it. We're just going to do that. Now, when you adhere on to glimmer paper, such a yawners. Look at you, little boy. Just a little yawners. You guys, I have the camera zoomed in too. And you can see he takes up the whole thing. He's such a big boy. All right, when you glue onto the glimmer paper, you have to be careful. Glimmer paper doesn't like to stick very much. So I have it so that these 2 are going up, right? So these are all 6 sides the same. I just don't have it so it's flat in the middle. I have it so one of the peaks is up and one of the peaks is down. So we'll get to that in just a moment. For now, though, he is probably right over the top of, let's see if I can find it underneath here. Mom, what are you doing to me? I'm looking for my embossed piece of paper, buddy. Well, where did you put it? Oh, so like here's this and that. Mom, that feels weird. Well, you're sitting right on my paper, buddy. Let's roll you over. Let's go digging underneath here. Oh, there it is. Big stretch. Okay, I found it, guys. He was completely consuming my entire piece of paper. All right, so you're gonna move right there, huh? Okay, buddy. You just want to be the center of the show, right? Okay, I get it. I don't think people mind. They love seeing kittens. So we're gonna put our adhesive right here. Now, to have the snowflakes at the top or the bottom, that is up to you. I like to see the snowflakes thick at the top and then they get lighter, because to me, when I look up in a snowstorm, it's really heavy at the top and then they fall down lightly. So I'm gonna make sure I get this in here now, like that, before I connect my snowflakes. So that's important. Mom, you're not petting me. I know, buddy. So we're gonna connect that like that, or adhere that in here. And now we're gonna connect the snowflake. So because it's glimmer paper doesn't always stick so nicely. So when you look at this, you're gonna have like these two connected and these two connected. And so what you wanna do is, I would, if I were use a combination of tear and tape and liquid glue, right? So I'm gonna use tear and tape first. That will get my immediate bonding. And then after a little while, the liquid glue will keep it permanent. The first time I did this, it was only with tear and tape and it came right off. Right? So what I do is I use a little bit of tear and tape first, up and down the side. You have to be so careful too, because you don't want to be too far in that it's hanging on the edge over here. And then what you're going to want to do is grab the liquid glue and button this up with a little bit of liquid glue, even over the tear. I know, you're like, Mom, you're being so loud. You're so loud, I need earplugs. So I went right over the top of the tear and tape, right? So now what you want to do is center this, right? So top to bottom and left to right. And try to keep it straight. So when you have the card shut, the snowflake generally catches the edge over here and it catches the edge over here, right? So do you want to help sit on it now? Because now it could get some extra pressure, buddy. So make sure the heat from your fingers helps with the bonding, like that. If you let go of this too, oh my goodness, you are a tired one. Did you stay up all night partying? Yeah, Mom, you gave us a new toy and I played with it all night. I bought them a little mouse that makes a little mouse sound and it has catnip in it and they loved it. Okay, so hopefully that's enough to keep this sticking. Oh my gosh, another yawn. Tigger, you were up partying all night, weren't you? Yeah, Mom, don't tell anybody. No, I think we just told everybody. All right, so we're gonna do Happy Winter on here, and we're gonna do that on that little label. And then on the other side, we're gonna do Sending Warm Hugs with some snowflakes. So we've got, I know, right? You know, how am I gonna get in here, big boy? Mom, you can do it. You're a professional. No, I'm not, Tigger. Okay, so let's get this right here. Happy Winter. Oh, I know, you're so adorable. Wait till I tell your dad that you took over the show with all your handsomeness. All right, perfect. So we've got the Happy Winter. And then what we're gonna do on the back side of the white piece here is we're gonna stamp Sending Warm Hugs. And that also came from that Snowflake Kisses. So we're gonna put that near the top here, complete with a cat fur. All right, so Sending Warm Hugs right there. Perfect. And then what I did is I stamped snowflakes all over. So when you look at the back here, you got snowflakes up there. And the snowflakes come, oh, I'm sorry, did I disrupt you? Okay. Well, you are getting ink fur all over my ink pad, buddy. Yeah, Mom, I know. That's just letting you know I'm here. This one right here, the Snowy Delights, has the snowflakes. And so what we're going to do with the snowflakes is stamp off, though, and then we're going to make them be second strength. So when we say that, we're going to stamp off, and then we'll go second strength. So it makes them a little bit lighter. Okay, and then if you go off the edge, make sure you got some paper back there. If you do your glass mat, that's okay because you can always wipe it off. Right, and so we'll go like that. And so we're putting these snowflakes across the top. Stamp off. Go like that. I think that looks nice. I'm going to do one more though. And this guy, hi, it's going to go right there. Oh, you're so business-like, Tigger. You're like a little professional right now with your paws all tucked in. All right. So then this piece right here. Now I think we're done with the ink, you guys. So let's get this all closed so that we're done with that. And then, so do you guys have animals and pets that sneak up and sit right where you're trying to craft too at home? All right, so now this one goes in the back here. I'm out of this place. I'm gonna blow this popsicle stand. I'm out of here, guys. See you later. Bye, bigger Tigger. All right, so that goes right there. See, you give them their little bit of time and love, and then you don't feel bad kicking them out. We loved on him while he was here. All right, so this did come undone. Did you guys see that happen? I felt it. So that means that the glue didn't stick properly. You gotta get a lot of good pressure on there for that to stick, okay? So back to the happy winter now. You're gonna grab your tear-in tape. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, handsome kitten. All right, so this comes off and you're gonna run the underneath the WIN. Grab that, kind of angle it, and make a little loop. You got more than enough. You have an inch more than what you really need of this ribbon. Sue said Abby likes to help you out too. Good. See, there are helpful companions. All right, so now we're gonna just trim this tail like that. And then we're gonna trim this tail like that. Perfect. A little bit extra. There's one waiting in the wings over here, so just grab that. And then now we can grab some of the white dimensionals. Put that on each side. And then I'm purposely making sure that I leave the 3 available here for diamonds, and I don't want to see the other 3 because we only worked with 3 diamonds on here. Oh man, I lost my diamonds. Oh, bigger Tigger. They were here when oh man. Oh, I had 3 diamonds. I know I did. So I'm gonna make sure that I cover up these 3. So the ribbon will kind of cover up that one, and I have it centered. So I'm just gonna do that. I kind of wanted to see a little bit of the star in the middle. So we're gonna go like that. And let me just see if they're on the floor here. I bet they stuck to his underbelly, right? Tigger, you stole my diamonds, buddy. Well, you guys will have to just get the drift. I'll find some diamonds later. I'm not worried about it. But there were 3. I took them out of my kit when we first started. And I might find them eventually. But I put a diamond here, one here, and one there. And then that is what bedazzled up the card. So we've got Happy Winter. And then when you flip it over, sending warm hugs. Your pet is a horse. So no, Sherry, I wouldn't want my horse on top of my crafting table either. So, yep, definitely agree with you on that one. No worries. All right, so we've got that card done now. Wonderful, wonderful. So the 3 diamonds you got were all small diamonds, so they should fit very nicely on those spots. And then what we can do here now, and maybe it went underneath. I can't blame him too much, right? Nope, I don't see them. All right, so we're gonna clean this one up really quick. And we'll clean this one. And this one. All right, so thanks for your patience, you guys, with the mystery night. I know that not everybody's watching, but I did push it out. I was supposed to have mystery card night last night at 6, so we're slated for mystery card night at 4 this afternoon. So it's coming up really soon. I did not even get back from the post office yesterday until 6:30. So it was too hard. It was a decision that we made to just keep getting everything done so everything got mailed versus not finishing last night. So I looked at it as like, I've got the help. We're going to get everything finished and then I can just switch class. So that's what we did. All right, so this guy can go right here. Now the last one that we have is the set that features, or the card that features branching out. So let's look at that set to see what that looks like. So it's called Branching Out. Lots of pretty sentiments in it. You've got wishing you a day filled with many happy moments. From our family to yours, thinking of you brings joy to my heart. Hello, hello, hello. Friend, happiest birthday wishes sent with lots of love. And then you've got all these things to make little branches. What's really cool about this set are the dies. And the dies have lots of like little labels, which is super cool. They are probably stuck on your cat. I would have to say that because he was really like sitting here for the longest time and they're not there. Yeah, they're stuck in his fur. Probably stuck to his butt. I remember watching the Australian Stamper once with her cat, and she said to him, "Watch out, you cheeky bugger. You're going to get a stamp on your butt," in the Australian accent. I watched that video probably 7 years ago with Tyler. I don't know how, well, I must have been watching it, and I shared it with Tyler because I thought it was the most hilarious thing ever. And so but Tyler and I will say that to the cat sound. Watch out, cheeky bugger. You're going to get a stamp on your butt. So, all right. So here's a little arm, little flipper flapper here. This little flipper, so this flips up and this flips out, okay? So there's that little flipper flapper. You've got some retired gems that we found that looked amazing, and we had enough of them. So some of you got the white ones, and some of you got the tan ones. So the white looks good on the brown, and the tan looks good on the white. So we thought that was super cool. So you got white here. And then this is what layers onto this. This is the white goes on the inside here. You have your brown label and a white label, like that. Now, underneath here, you found the jackpot. We got our 2 little pine cones. We have a bow. I think Rhonda made that for us. You got some cherries that are cherry cobbler. You have the branches. You got a little white label, which actually goes onto this piece. And so this was die cut out of the middle. So this is from that fox paper. What did the fox say? And so that got die cut out of here. So now this is here, right? And then that's on that. You got your labels and your little foliage piece. There's a little arm in here for the bannery. Right, so this is gonna go up and over that. This is embossed with the birch embossing folder, and then it goes onto the gray granite piece. Okay, so many layers, you guys. Let's just get jiggy with it, right? As what Will Smith would say. All right, so let's put some glue on this piece, and then we're gonna put glue on the what did the fox say piece. All right, so this is going to adhere onto there like that. And then you've got it so your stripes are horizontal. Like that. So it's just centered left to right. That works. Don't worry about the middle part. It will get covered up, I promise. Hello, Sandy Quay Emery. All right, then what we can do is take these 2 pieces, and you've got a little 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch in that flap right there. So what you can do is put a little bit of glue on that flap. And that's gonna get centered, and you just wanna fold that behind there, right? Like that. Now I do want to test this because I don't want that to hang down too far. So if I put this behind here like that, and then I'm gonna just stage it on here. That's perfect. Yep. So that's good. What I also notice on mine is if these, so we punch these ourselves, these little banners. If like my side here is a little longer than this side, and to fix that, all you gotta do is take a little snip like that, and then you could just have it come up a little bit like that, and that would help center that a little bit better. That's only if you notice that it's not quite equal on both sides, right? I almost didn't see it, but I looked at it a little closer and I noticed, oh man, that needs to just be shored up a little bit. So we do a lot of the stuff that we punch it by hand. And then now that that flapperoni is on the back there, what you can do is adhere this to the front of your card. So centered left to right, top to bottom again. Oh, thanks, Donna Grushki. I'm happy to hear that you love them. I appreciate that. It was fun figuring out which fun folds to use for this one. Okay, and then what we have is our little arm here, or the little flappy flap. This gets glued. It's gonna get right onto here. Now, you have a choice to make. The only reason that we cut this out of the middle of here is because it was hard to not do that. If you're Mary Lemke and you're watching, you know, like she likes to die cut something out of the middle of every designer paper. Hello, Stacy Burns. Oh, you had it for 6 p.m. Yeah, so we have this is at 4, and then I'm sorry, this was at 1, and I have mystery card is at 4. And then Diane's got class tonight at 6. We had 4 classes today. So what we decided to do is put it on here. But what happens when you put it on here, you do end up seeing a little bit of it peeking out. Like you don't really notice it, but it's there. And if you don't like the way that looks and you'd rather just see the gray behind, you could definitely leave this off and make something else that's pretty, right? Making something pretty with it. But I think for me, I'm just gonna use it and go with the flow. So what I'm gonna do is flip this over. And then the other thing I'm gonna do is put a little bit of glue right through the middle here so that we can put the, oh, actually we popped that up with dimensionals. So for right now, I'm just gonna glue this. And this just gets centered. I think what I'll do is I'll put the brown at the top. And that's just left to right, top to bottom. And then this, we popped that up with dimensionals. So what I'm gonna do is stage this actually with the dimensionals right off the bat. And the tiger fur. So I use the black dimensionals again because I'm using espresso here. Now this just gets centered, left to right, top to bottom. So it kind of goes to the edge of the brown piece. So there's that. All right, so we've got a lot of staging done. We do need to do some stamping yet though. So on the inside, you could do a couple, so happiest birthday wishes fits in there. You could definitely make this a Thanksgiving card, right? So no problem if that's what you want to do. And I really thought, well, it's a holiday fun fold. It really could be. But because I pulled in this stamp set, the happiest birthday wishes comes from this. The hello comes from this. Then there's this other one that says, wishing you a day filled with many happy moments. That fits on there just barely. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we need espresso ink for the sentiment. And then we also have the branch. So let's put wishing you a day filled with many happy moments. For a good birthday. Okay, and then what we can do is grab this block here and we'll do happiest birthday wishes. So these are these stamps, the sayings in the set. I love the fonts on them. I love the mixture of the happiest wishes, the wishes are the same, and then the birthday with the scribbly, I like that. The 2 different fonts. Okay, so that's what it looks like stamped. I like that, like when they do that. Okay, then we've got hello, hello, hello on the outside. And I have that stamped a little bit more to the left. Thanks, Sue. So a little bit more to the left here. Okay, that's good. And then what you could do is put a branch on the inside. So let's grab this back and just using the end of this, you could have maybe like that much come up. And then there's a little, the pine bough. There's a 1, there's a 3, and then there's another 3. But I'm using Mossy Meadow. And we could put 1 like that. And 1 like that. Okay, just to have a little inside decoration on there. And then on this, we could call it good, right? Because the brown is going to go on here, and then the cobbler, and then the pine cones. But what you could do, if you have this stamp set and really like using it, you could also stamp this right here to fill it in a little bit. right? You could put that on the side, and then you could put a little greenery like that. And I might just leave it like that and just do those two, right? And then have this like that. Or let's see what one more looks like. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna put one more. I'm gonna overlap the brown a little bit so it's tucked back in there a little more. And then it fills in the back, right? So if you don't have this set though, I definitely designed this in a way that you only needed to have the sentiments. You didn't really need to have the whole stamp set. But if you do have the stamp set or any other pine bough related things, stamp sets, you could stamp the background and fill it in a little bit. I'm just gonna clean these really quick in case we have a Tigger that decides he wants to bring back my gems for me. You guys will have to take bets on where I'll find those 3 gems. Hi, Anna Carter. Am I gonna find them in the kitchen by the food trough? All right. So what we can do is we can get glue and glue and glue. And glue, glue, and glue. So this one will go on the front like that. This one will go on the inside. And then this one can go on the outer flap. So we've got a couple different sentiments. You got a hello, happy birthday, happiest birthday wishes, and then wishing you a day filled with many happy moments. And then here, what you're gonna wanna do, if you have your Stella pen, go ahead and Stella that, your cherry berries, and your pine cones. There it is. All right, so what I'm gonna do is put glue behind this. Oops, that was a little thick. I'm gonna put a couple little dots right there. And then I'll have this one come into this open area here, like that. And then the cherries, get a little, oh, here's Hunky Noodle Boy. Hello, handsome kitten. You're not stealing my pine cones. What's up, kitten? I heard your clip-cloppy toenails. Yeah, Mom, I need my spa day. I need my toes trimmed. All right, the little berries are gonna go there. And then for these guys, I'm gonna use some dimensionals. We're gonna put, I think he's gonna jump up here, guys. There it is, I saw it out of the corner of my eye. You're not stealing my gems from me, little guy. Oh, Mom, why not? Because they belong on the card, kitten. All right, so then, oh yeah, you want my hand to pet you. So we're gonna put this, we're gonna put these guys on like that, okay? Hi, where are you going? What's your decision? You're not taking anything away from me. You just want love, I know. So I have these clear gems, and I've got a big, 2 bigs and a small. So what I'm gonna do is put, don't put your butt in my face, little boy. Oh, Mom, but you love all of me. I'm like, yeah, but I don't need your butt in my face. Hi, kitten. All right. He's got his motor running. Head out on the highway, looking for adventure, and whatever comes your way. All right, so he is a purr monster right now. You guys probably can't hear that, but he is making cookie dough. He's happy, so I just put my gems here, right? So we're almost done. So let's get a glue dot. Mom, I just want to get your love. We're gonna put a glue dot right at the top where the pine cones are. You guys have a bow that's made with linen thread already, and you can stick that right into where the pine cones are. Okay, looks good. And then grab your scissors. Don't cut the cat's tail. And that one just needed one little side trimmed off. Perfect. All right, we got it. We did it. Yay. Hi, kitten. You're just gonna plop right down, aren't you? Oh, geez. These kittens have been sleeping all day. I'm so jealous of them, their naps that they get to take all day. All they do is sleep, sleep, sleep. Right, Hunky Noodle? Right? Yeah, Mom. You don't sleep enough. We get all the sleep and you get none. Yes, this is true, buddy. All right. So, we did it. We got all 4 cards made with only a few interruptions from the kittens. We've got our branching out. We have the Snowflake card. Now is the time you guys can tell me which one was your favorite. We got all, I'm so excited. You guys, there's been so many times where I do a Fun Folds class and it takes 3 hours. So I'm very excited to say that we did these cards in less than an hour and a half, because I think we didn't start right off the bat either. And then the last card was this one right here. So, yay. And then you get a Hunky Noodle Boy. You can vote for him too if you want. All right. So, which one do I like the best? I'm drawn to this one. It makes me really feel like I'm out in wilderness, I'm out in nature, and I'm getting to see the Northern Lights. Right? I think that the Northern Lights is my favorite. Right, Hunky? Which one's your favorite? I don't know. I'm not into cards, Mom. This is true, buddy. You're into Scooby snacks and fake mice. I get it. All right. I am ordering the branching out bundle. Perfect. So, hello, Annette Rollin. Kitten, what are you doing? So, these last 2 that we made feature suites. Not suites, sorry. They feature bundles. So when you're, after the suites is when you hit the bundles. And they would be later in the bundles. And so the bundles, if you look at them, they'll be later. There are the pairs. And I was going to look here if they were, there's the pumpkins, gathering moments. Here we go. So we used Snowflake Kisses for the stamp set, but those dies are super, super cool with all those snowflakes, right? And then we also used Snowy Delight right here. So this is the one that has, oh, that's Delicate Pine Snowflakes, hang on. So Snowy Delight. Oh, here's the branching out. So branching out, I believe, is in the mini catalog, right? And that's got all these awesome label dies that look like that. And that's where the branch, the pine cone, and the cherries and berries came from. And then here's Snowy Delights bundle. So that one has stamps and dies. And I can see here that we grabbed the picture that has the, I think it has the masks. This one also comes with masks, 4 decorative masks and the dies. And then the stamp set. So, very cool. Well, we did it. Yay. Kari said the Northern Lights, but excited to get kits for all. Yay. And Sherry said the branch. Mary said the Northern Lights. I've seen them, but like, they were right in the yard here. I only saw them because of taking a picture using my night filter on the camera, because you couldn't see them with your naked eye, but you could see them with the night filtering on the phone. Feline likes the Halloween one. Good. Randy says all of them, but hard to pick just one. And Anna said she thought it was Tigger, but hi, Hunky. He says hi back, Anna. And he's just getting love here. And Pat's mother said the Aurora. See, you guys, we're all on the same page. I don't know what it is about the Aurora, but it's a unique thing that happens. And it's so cool how they captured it in that designer series paper. The kitties are keeping my granddaughter entertained. Good. Well, there goes Hunky, I think. Here's his last little bit of his tail. I don't know if he's going to settle down here or what he's going to do. But let's shut the drawer here. All right, I'm going to do a quick door prize for somebody who placed an order to get the class for free. There he's going. Come on, buddy, make a decision. Get off the fence, right? Oh, all his fur. Oh, yikesies. Okay, let me grab my book real quick. And we'll see once here how many people place orders to get the class for free. I don't know if there was many. Ah, and Holly likes the Northern Lights one too. Mary, oh, and okay, got your comments. Let's see here. Let me get my book here and all right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Whoop, whoop. Okay, let's grab my phone out Oh, thanks, Annette. Don't forget the thumbs up. You are so true. All right, so random number generator. Let's do 15. We're gonna hit generate. Oh, number 15. All right, who was the last person to place an order to get the class for free? It was Jean Shoot. Awesome. All right, Jean. I will have a prize. So you guys, I did a huge shipping day yesterday. I have to admit, I did not have enough time to pull together people who have won prizes recently. I did some, but I didn't do all of them. So I just thought to myself, it was more important to get classes and all the packages out yesterday. And I didn't have an extra hour and a half to go through and log all the prizes. I did what I could. If I could find things easily, I did. But just know I may or I may not have put a prize in your package if you earned it. So just, if you haven't, just know I will most likely make it up in October for that shipping. So it was just too hard over the last 4 days. It was nonstop, right? Nonstop. It's been nonstop since last week. So I just didn't get to it. Yes, he's drinking from the cup. Let's see here. Yeah, you want the water, Brennan? Yep. He loves to drink out of the faucet. So does Tigger. So, all right. What's up? So you guys, it's 3 o'clock. I need to go pull all my pieces for Mystery Card Night because I promise you I have not done that yet. I need to print it. I need to pull my pieces, and I will be back live with you in less than an hour, or like right about an hour, because it's 3 o'clock right now, and the live is at 4. So I'm going to sign off, say goodbye, and catch you in less than an hour. Lots of love, sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye.